Hello, everybody. Melanie here from Mels Inky Fingers. Happy Friday. I hope you had a great week, and I'm looking forward to spending an hour creating with you today. So when you jump on, say hello and let me know you're here. I'm going to make sure that I'm live in the right place and that everyone can hear me. I am trying to stay warm today. It's like a late fall day here in Northwest Ohio. All right, so it looks like you can hear me and see me. That's great. So when you jump on, say hello, let me know you're here. It's always nice knowing who I get to spend time with on Friday afternoons. So it is like windy and blustery outside and cold and dreary. It's been raining for the last day and a half, and it's supposed to rain on and off throughout the day today. Ugh, it's yucky. And we have lacrosse games this weekend, so it's going to be cold and wet. I am going to have my hockey mom jacket on for sure at lacrosse today. I'm sorry you have a funny glare on the stamp set. So hello, happy Friday and welcome. I'm so glad you're here. When you jump on, say hello and let me know that you're with me today so that we can chat. I have two quick, they may not look quick, but they are. I have two quick and really cute projects to share with you today, made with the Filled with Happiness stamp set and the Modern Oval Punch. Now, this stamp set is in the January to April 2024 mini catalog, and sadly, it is one of our retiring stamp sets. So you will want to grab it while you can. It's still available. And I should have looked to see if it's one of the sale. I didn't even look to see if it is on sale. I don't think it is, but it is one of the stamp sets that I loved when I first saw the catalog because I absolutely love the sentiments that are in here. And I love this bird one, although I didn't use it today, but I love that bird one. So we are going to be using several items today that are on the last chance list. So I wanted you to get one last peek at them. In case you didn't already have them, you may want to get them while you can. So hello, everyone, and happy Friday. Thank you so much for joining. Melanie here from Mels Inky Fingers. I do have some announcements to share with you today before we get started. So I just referred to the last chance lists. So if you've not yet already, please hop on over to my blog at melsinkyfingers.com and print these or take a peek at them so that you can see what products are retiring. So this last chance list is for the January to April mini catalog. There's some really amazing things in there. And then this last chance list is several pages. And yes, I have modified these and I've taken away all the confusing things that are on the list, and what is left are the individual items that will no longer be available. Now, the sale has started, so if there is a discount shown here in the second from the right column, it means it's on sale. There are tons, and I mean tons of items that are 50% off or more. For example, look at 40, 40, 40, 50, 50, 50, 50. Look at all these dies are so discounted. So if the items are still available, they're on a great sale. There's tons to choose from. So this is from the annual catalog. Both the January to April mini catalog and the annual catalog retire on April 30th. That will be the last day to order any items that remain available. So if you've not yet gotten these, hop on over to my blog at melsinkyfingers.com and you can print these. All right, the links are there for you. Next up, when a catalog retires, that means a new one is coming. Here is the new catalog that will be launching on May 1st. I cannot yet show you the inside, but I can tell you, you will love it. Every catalog, they just get better and better. If you've shopped with me in the last 6 months, I will be sending you a catalog. I have them. I'm working on getting them labeled and getting all your little inserts ready. And I will be shipping these out by the end of next week. So if you live in the United States and do not have a Stampin' Up! Demonstrator and would like to shop with me, I would love to send you a catalog. Please reach out to me at Mels Inky Fingers, and I will make sure that I add you to the list. Now, with new catalogs, if you follow me, you know that I offer product shares. So let's just talk briefly about it, because I've already posted videos about product shares and In Color Club separately here on my Facebook page, as well as on my blog. So you can visit and find all the details there. But just in review, really quickly, I have registrations currently open for paper shares. This is not everything. It's what I can currently get. They will come packaged like this for your paper share. It includes the designer series paper and specialty papers. I'm offering a 6x6 designer series paper assortment pack share. This is going to give you designer series paper in every single Stampin' Up! Core color. So you will get 50 different colors in that share. That's $26. I have paper samplers, and again, this is not all of them. A set of paper samplers will get you 18 different designs so that you have all the information you need when you're creating. So paper sampler reservations and ribbon and embellishment shares. These are grouped together. Again, not everything, but you get an idea of how it will come packaged to you. Now, when you bundle them, I'm giving you some gifts. So I have my Paper Lovers bundle where you're going to get a set of 20 new In Color card bases. You're going to get 4 of all 5 new colors. And you'll get this with a paper share, the 6x6 color stack share, and paper samplers. And if you choose to get everything, meaning a paper share, the 6x6 color stack share, paper samplers, and ribbon and embellishment share, you're going to get an ink pad. This is not the color, but you're going to get Basic Beige, which is a brand new color launching in the new catalog and was a complete surprise. And I love it. I've been creating with it. It is a perfect non-white ink to use. All right, so product shares. Now, if you love the new In Colors, I have In Color Club reservations that they're not officially open yet, but I do have, you can still reserve your spot. These are our 5 beautiful new In Colors coming. Hi, Joan, welcome. I love them. I've been creating with them, and you're going to get a peek. I've been giving you little sneak peeks here and there. So In Color Club is like Christmas for 5 straight months. So each month for 5 months, starting in the month of June, you are going to receive a package full of amazing items all in one of these 5 colors. You are going to get your ink pad, your Stampin' Write marker, Stampin' Blends, cardstock, designer series paper, a gift from me, which will be a coordinating product. You are going to get a beautiful hand-stamped card in your monthly color. You are going to get a tutorial so that you can then make that card, because the card I send you is already made, and a little goody yummy in there. So tons of goodness and a whole spool of ribbon as well. So each month you will get a full color. So at the end of the 5 months, you will have a complete set of In Color products, and it doesn't break the bank because you just buy a little bit at a time for 5 straight months. Now, I am going to send out the first kit in June. So payment is due on the 30th of the month. And then I order everything on the 1st and then get it off to you as soon as I get it. I staggered it a month so that you could get product shares if you wanted product shares, and it was still budget friendly. So if you are dying to get your In Colors and you want your first In Color Club in May, I am really okay with that. Reserve your spot, and there's a little spot to add comments. Just say, please start me in May, and I will make sure that I start your payment for a May In Color kit. I'm really okay with that if you want to get started so that you can get these in your hot little hands, because you are going to want these. So In Color Club, product shares. Get your reservations in now. Product shares end April 26th. April 26th is the last day to reserve your product shares, and then I will pull everything together. I will send you your PayPal invoice, although you don't need a PayPal account to pay it. And then I will get things out to you. I order everything the day the catalog launches, and it takes me about a week, a little less than a week, to actually get the product. And then I need like a week and a half to get everything ready and get it out to you. Okay? So that's our timeline. And then don't forget, you get gifts. These are amazing, and a brand new ink pad. All right, so let's make some beautiful cards. So this is what we're going to make today using the Filled with Happiness stamp set from the January to April mini catalog. It is not a sales stamp set, but it is worth it. And then the Modern Label Punch, which is carrying over. This will be in our new catalog, so it's a good one. So this is called the Modern Label, or Modern Oval Punch, sorry. So let's look at how I made these cards. So we're going to get started with this one. Now, I'm giving you a sneak peek of one of the new designer series papers with this one, but I did also make it with one of our current papers. So here, I thought these were so cute, so super cute. Hi, Polly, welcome. Thanks for jumping on today. So this is the same card. All I did was switch up the designer series paper and the card base color. And then I used ink that coordinated. So this card is made with the Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper pack. This paper pack is awesome. I have used it a ton. What I love about it is that it comes with like 12 different patterns, and it's 12 by 12. So you get full sheets of a whole bunch of different patterns. And I'm looking because I'm pretty sure that this is on sale. And it is. It's oh my gosh. It is $15. $15. And you get a pack with 48 sheets of 12 by 12 designer series paper in all these different patterns. Look at this. They are awesome. I love these. I've used this paper. I can't even tell you how much I've used this paper. It's really great. So it's half off while supplies last. And I used this really cute lemon pattern on this. And then I just pulled colors out of the paper. So on the back, I include the colors that come in each paper pack, so there's no guessing. And you can see that in here it uses Bubble Bath, but I decided to go with the lighter and paired it with Petal Pink because I wanted the green to pop, and look how cute it turned out. Isn't that adorable? So Delightfully Eclectic Designer Series paper. And then I am giving you a sneak peek of Mediterranean Blooms. This is one of our new papers. It will be in the new annual catalog. It's citrus themed with oranges and lemons. And then you have these really gorgeous blue patterns that come on the back sides, which I love. So let's get started. All right. So to create this card, you are going to want one card base, and this is cut 4 1/4 by 11. I have it scored at 5 1/2, so it is a standard card base. This is in Lemon Lolly. You can pick whatever coordinates with your paper. This is a piece of garden green, and I've cut a piece of designer series paper 3 3/4 by 5. The garden green is cut just an 1/8 inch bigger in each direction, so it's 3 7/8. 3 7/8 by 5 1/8. And that will layer. Whoops, I have a little fuzzy there. That is just going to layer on our card front like this. And then you will want a scrap of white so that you can stamp your sentiment. Oh, Joan likes the yellow and blue. It is really pretty, isn't it? It's a great combination. I agree. So a piece of basic white so that you can stamp your sentiment. So with this paper, I'm going to use this citrus. You could use it as an orange or a lemon. I decided to stick with the lemon theme because I'm using one of my favorite ribbons This is also retiring. This is Lemon Lolly Ribbon, and it comes from the Sheer Ribbon Combo Pack. This comes as a set of 3. Here's your blue and yellow, Joan. That would be amazing with the Mediterranean Blooms paper. This ribbon is retiring, and I believe that that is even one of the ribbons that is on sale. So if you jump on and grab a pack of that, let's see here. I have my list, so I'm looking. I should have looked this up before I... Yes, it's 30% off. So it is $8.75 for 3 whole packs of ribbon. And I love that it has this silver metallic in here. It's so pretty. So we're going to use that. And then we're going to use these adhesive back solid gems. They come in Lemon Lolly Boho Blue, and I think this is Cinnamon Cider. And either of these would go really well because you do have some brown in there. And then for ink, I'm just going to use Early Espresso to stamp, and then you can pull in whatever Stampin' and Blends you would like to color in your little images. And these color super fast. There's nothing fancy happening here with the coloring that I'm going to do. So let's get started by adhering our Designer Series paper layer. This is 3 3/4 by 5. I'm going to put this on my garden green layer. And then this is going to go on my card front, and I'm going to adhere it right down to my card front with some Stampin' Seal. And these are directional, so just make sure you don't do upside down lemons. Actually, I think I'm going to do that. And hopefully it's straight. A lot of times afterwards, I look at my cards and I'm like, that's all crooked because I'm not looking down on my card. So here we go. Hi, Renee. Welcome. I'm glad you're here. So here is our card base. We have it all ready to go with our sneak peek of the Mediterranean Blooms. So now let's get started on our stamping. We are going to use this citrus image. It says it's a good day to have a good day. I absolutely love that. And we are going to stamp it in Early Espresso. And that's going to pull out these little pops of brown that are in the paper. I really like that. It would also look good in garden green. So let's see which way I have to stamp this. I think I'm going to do it that way. And I'm going to cut this down. It just gives such a nice, crisp image. I love that. And then I'm going to give this just a second to dry because I am going to take my Stampin' Blends. Now I have a green. You could use any green that coordinates with your Designer Series paper. I chose Light Old Olive. And I have 2 yellows for the lemon. So I have Light Lemon Lolly and Dark Daffodil. And then I have my light petal pink. Oh, sorry, dark petal pink for these little flowers. Now you could even leave those little flowers white. They would look cute white. Hi, Colleen. Oh, it's nice to have you here. I hope you're well. I miss you. All right, so let's start by just coloring the flowers. I'm just adding a little tiny pink, and I'm using my bullet tip, and really I'm just like dotting the color on there because these are really small. So you can see this colors really quickly. And then again, I'm going to use my bullet tip, and I'm really just adding stripes. And that's all that's needed to color in these leaves. It colors really quickly. So again, nothing fancy. And what I love about this is you could use any Designer Series paper that you wanted. That's what makes this really fun. And it'll just look really nice. So now I'm using my brush tip to color in because this is a little bigger. And again, you could make these oranges or lemons. Now I am just going to add a tiny bit of shading. Since this is in front of this one, I'm just going to add some shading here. I'm going to add a little shading under that leaf and a little shading here under these leaves. Now, anytime I add a little dark, I always come back in with the light and just kind of color over the edge of my dark. And the reason why I do that is it just kind of helps soften that transition and helps the color blend. Now remember, you don't want to keep coloring until it's blended how you want it, because by then it's going to be too much. All you have to do is get your color on there, and that color will continue to move until that paper dries. And you can see just how nicely that color is blending with very little. I did very little work to get that color to blend. So now let's come in with our modern label. Modern oval. Sorry, I keep calling it label. Actually, first I want to trim this down. Sorry. Where is my trimmer? Here it is. So first I'm going to cut this down. I'm just going to trim this down to size, to whatever size you want. I'm just going to kind of center it on there, and I think that looks about right. So let's see how big this is. So this piece winds up being about 3, I'm going to make this 3 3/4, 2 3/4, sorry. 2 3/4. And it is 2 3/4 by 3.5. So if you're looking to recreate this, that's the size of my front layer that's going to go here. But before I adhere this down, I am going to punch the center out of this. So you could use this with the words or without, which is what I love about this set. It's very versatile. So now you have this really cool layer, or you have the center that you can use separate or together. It's really fun. So I am first going to adhere this to my card with some, whoops, that's not even close to being on there. So I will put this down on my project right in the center. And I'm going to tie some yellow ribbon around here. So I'm just going to slide this through. And I want to tie it right over where these 2 dots are. So if you wanted to, you could even put some glue dots there and it would help hold your ribbon down. But I'm going to tie a bow here. So I want to give myself plenty. I don't need that much though. So let's tie a bow right over the top of that. Whoops. I needed less. This ribbon ties really nice. I love this ribbon. So there is our bow. And then I'll use my scissors to trim my ends. And now I'm going to put this in the center. I'm going to add, my ribbon is a little tight, let's see. I'm going to add a dimensional underneath there. So this is what I do. So if your paper is ever curling up on you, I just take a glue dot or a dimensional and I just put it right under where it's curling up. And then that makes it stick right down and nice and flat. Same with this one. So, whoops, this stuck a little bit right there. There we go. There we go. So see how nice and flat that's laying now? So you can just take these ribbon tails and pull them down. And then I'm going to add this to the center, and I'm going to pop it up. So since I already have a set of dimensionals there, I'm going to double these up. So all you have to do is put one down and then layer a second one right on top, because I want this to be higher than this. And then we can set this right in the center like this. Isn't that cute? So there's our card. And then last but not least, let's bling it up a little bit. So I'm going to bring in these adhesive back solid gems. Yes, these are retiring as well. We're mixing the old with the new today. So I'm going to grab my take your pick tool, and I'm just going to add some of these. These come in 3 different sizes. They're really nice. I love these little ones. I'll put a couple there, and I think I'll put one up here. Nope, I want this here. And I think I want the medium size up here. That one was just a little too big. And there's our projects. Now this one I tied with a knot. This one I tied with a bow. So what do you think? Oh, thanks, Joan. Oh, Facebook, you're not my friend today. It just said my video has ended, but I know you're still there. It does this to me every week. All right, let me get you back. So do you have a favorite? Which one do you like? Do you like the lemon from the Delightfully Eclectic? Do you like the lemon from the Mediterranean Blooms? What do you think? Do you like the bow or the knot? Do you have a preference? I know there's a little bit of a delay, so I'll give you a minute to tell me what you think. Which one do you like? Oh, Joan likes number 2. This one? Joan likes this one. I know, and I love these gems. They're faceted. Can you see how it reflects the light? Ooh, Polly likes this one, the pink. I like the pink too. Yeah, these gems and the ribbon, it's all so good. So good. All right, so now we have our second project. So let me swap here. All right, so our second project, again, uses some of the old with some of the new. So let me show you. Look at this. Isn't that cute? Love, love, love. So we are going to be using the Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper. I just love this paper. So this is a retiring item as well. Makes me sad, but it's okay because it'll be okay. All right, so to create this project, you are going to need, and I'm going to make an alternative color with that same paper so that you can see it. All right, so I have a standard card base cut 4 1/4 by 11 and scored at 5 1/2. I made 2 top folding cards today. Then you are going to want a layer that is 4 by 5 1/4, and I embossed this layer, and I used, okay. Hi, Kathy, how are you? I almost lost you. I put my do not disturb on, but a call just came through. Is everything okay? You guys can hear me and see me okay, because it said it was ending my broadcast, but I think I saved it. So I am using the Basics 3D. Hey, Marcy, how are you? The Basics 3D embossing folder. And I'm using the dots. Now this comes as a set of 3. They're very cute. I use these a ton. I think that these are, oh, thank you, Joan, for letting me know it's good. I think that these are a staple. If you do not have embossing folders, you need these because these 3 patterns are awesome. Now, I'm giving you a second choice here. So let's look. You're going to want your layer to be 4 inches by 5 1/4, and that's going to sit on the front. Now I made a second choice, but I'm going to show you the paper I'm choosing first. So on this card, I use this really cute diamond pattern, but on the one I'm making with you, I'm going to use these stripes. So I have die cut a layer with my favorite dies, and they're retiring. These are the Scalloped Contours dies. I use these a ton. Thanks, Joan. If you do not have these, you need these, and these are retiring. So they will be with us till the end of April or while supplies last. All the last chance items right now are while supplies last. Okay. So these dies are 30% off. So it's $24.50 for this die set. So you get all these layers plus this awesome scallop. And these coordinate with a stamp set, but even if you only use these, they're well worth it. So I cut my layer with the second from the largest scalloped rectangle, and it gives you this pretty pierced detail on there. All right. Then you will want a piece of white. Kathy says she loves these dies and uses them all the time. Me too. I love them. I'm going to have to find something new to use now. It's okay. It'll be okay. So a piece of white so that we can do some stamping. Then for ink, I pulled 2 coordinating colors. So I pulled Balmy Blue and Azure Afternoon. Now on our sample, I used Fresh Freesia, and this is a sneak peek of new Petunia Pop. And look how nice it coordinates with the Fresh Freesia. It looks so nice together. So this is Petunia Pop, and this is Fresh Freesia, but we are going to use Balmy Blue and Azure Afternoon on this card. All right. Then to embellish it and bling it up, we are going to use Simply Elegant Trim in gold. Now this comes, oh my goodness, guys. I have a mess going on over here. Look, I tore my paper that I was going to show you how I did my stamp. It's a day. So we are going to use Simply Elegant Trim. You get gold and silver in 1 pack. This is one of my favorites. I stocked up, so it'll be okay. And then to embellish, I'm going to use the pastel adhesive backed sequins. Both of these are retiring. All right. So let's get started. So I'm going to give you the choice of which embossed background we're going to use. So here is the Basics 3D embossing folder in the dots. It will look like this. But I also embossed a layer with the Painted Texture embossing folder. And that's how it looks when you have it on the card. And you get to pick which one you use. So here you can see the Painted Texture. And here you can see the dots from the Basics 3D. So while I do my stamping, you tell me which embossed layer I should use. Both layers are cut 4 inches by 5 1/4. All right. All right. So now let's do some stamping. So I'm going to use this cute little starburst that says, ooh, dots for Joan. Okay, that says, "You're wonderful. I appreciate you." I'm going to use that, but look at what I did. So we're going to put things over the top, but I'm going to show you a little alternative of how you could stamp that flat if you wanted to, okay? So first things first, let's stamp in Balmy Blue. We are going to stamp our words. Okay, so you're wonderful. I appreciate you. It looks like Dots is winning. And then we are going to cut a 5/8 inch strip with the trimmer. You know what, I need my big trimmer because I can't see the 5/8 inch on that one. So let's pull this one in, and we're just going to do a 5/8 inch strip because I know that is going to fit right through the center of that. So here we go. So let's take our punch and punch this. Just center it. And then we are going to stamp the thanks. I love the fonts in here. Look how amazing those are. You could also do Hello, Miss You. So let's take the Azure Afternoon because we're going to create a little bit of contrast here by stamping the thanks in a little darker color. Ooh, that's bubbly. So when it's bubbly, it means your pad is juicy, and all you need to do is move the ink a little bit. So I use the rounded corner of my block because it doesn't damage your ink pad. And now when you stamp it, you'll get a really nice image. Okay. So now I'm going to use my Banners Pick a Punch. If you know me, you know I love this. And it's retiring. It is. It's retiring. This Banners Pick a Punch is retiring. So if you're like me and you love banners on everything, get it while you can. I wonder if this is on sale. So there is, whoops, I want that a little smaller. I'm just inching it down until I get it how I want it to look. So I want it to be a little tighter to the word than it is. There we go. So the Banner Pick a Punch, it gives you two different options for your ends, which I really like. And let's see if the Banner Pick a Punch is on sale. Let's see, the punches were, those are embossing folders. Where's the punches? Dies. Here's the punches. Banners Pick a Punch is not on sale. It's because it's a favorite. All right. So I'm going to take this thanks and I'm going to put it right in the center. So, and I want it to be popped up so that it stands out. And I'm just going to center it and put it down right on those dimensionals. Okay. So it looks like Dots is what you preferred for the background. So let's add some adhesive to our embossed background layer. And we're going to place that in the center of our card base here. And then we're just going to put some dimensionals on our die cut Designer Series paper piece. And again, this was cut with the second from the largest Scalloped Contours rectangle die. So this will go right in the center. And then this will stick down here. And I'm going to offset this a little bit to the right. And now we just have to bling this up. All right, so we are going to use some of our silver Simply Elegant trim. And I just give this a little stretch and then it takes the memory out of it. So we are going to tie a bow with this. And I'm going to make it a little generous because I'm going to kind of tuck it underneath with a glue dot. So let's take a glue dot and I'm going to fold it in half because the knot is not that big on this trim. So I just fold a glue dot in half and then it works really nicely. So I just put that knot right on there. And then when I scoop this up, I can kind of tuck this right underneath, kind of just like that. And then last but not least, let's add some of these beautiful blue sequins from the pastel sequins. So let's do a couple of big and a couple of little. And now this, because it likes to unwind, I just cut a slit like this in my, and then it holds it. Okay. So here is our finished project. What do you think? Isn't that paper awesome? That's the Lighter Than Air Designer Series paper. Thanks, Joan. Thanks. Now I do have a little tip to show you. So maybe you want that thanks flat and part of that stamp. So let me show you how you can do that. So do you prefer the purple or the blue? I'll just set those here. You can tell me what you prefer. All right, so let's take this Azure Afternoon. Or actually, we could take the Balmy Blue. So I'm going to use some of the Stampin' Up! Masking paper. Oh, Joan likes both. Thank you, Joan. I'm going to use some of the Stampin' Up! Masking paper, and I'm going to show you a tip for not inking that center part. So if you slice a piece off of a full sheet, you just need a strip. So cut a strip off, then you can lay that right over the center of your stamp. So you can cover the part that you don't want inked. So see how I have that? So when you're looking at the stamp, you can see what's going to get inked and what isn't. So I'm going to ink this up. And then before you stamp it, peel your paper off and you can stamp that right down on your cardstock. And now the Just a Note didn't get inked. All right. And then what you can do is you can now take your thanks stamp and ink this up. And you can stamp that right in place. And now you have a two-tone stamp and you can trim this down and you can add it to your card front. So here is my paper trimmer. So I'm just going to trim this down. And now look at this cute layer I have that you could substitute on your project. Isn't that adorable? It's so easy. So you could do it either way. You could just put that down on your card front and add your bow and embellishments, or you could raise it up and have the separate layer. So that's what I have to share with you today. Thanks, Joan. So here are our projects for today. So I hope you enjoyed seeing some cards made with this really cute Filled with Happiness stamp set. Thanks, Kathy. I'm glad you like those. This is a really fun set to use. I think it really allows your designer series paper to kind of shine because it's really able to be featured nicely with these stamped images. And the bird is gorgeous. I love that bird. And you could use it without the words too, if you wanted to just stamp out the center and keep your sentiment separate. So many ways you could use this stamp set. Thanks, Polly. You're welcome, Kathy. So thanks everyone for joining me. Don't forget to check out your last chance lists. I have these downloadables on my blog. Don't forget to reserve your product shares. Reservations are open, as well as some gifts when you choose a bundle. And then In Color Club is going. So lots going on with the launch of a new catalog coming. So I appreciate all of you stopping by today. And I will look forward to seeing you next week. So thanks everyone and have an amazing weekend. Stay warm and dry. We will talk soon. Bye.